You know the objective. Now take the fight to him.
What's going on, everybody? This is DK Dynamite, and tonight we have quite a bit to talk about, from more spicy material coming to Season 6, the return of some fan-favorite modes, and even something that accidentally released a little bit too early. Definitely stay tuned. But before we jump into that, be sure to hit that subscribe button down below, and also as a reminder, you can save 10% off any order using code DYNAMITE over at GamerAdvantage.com. The link is, of course, down below in the description, and they just dropped the Spooky Lens Cleaner to celebrate their countdown to Halloween, and have brought back and restocked the Horizon Blue Lens glasses. Be sure to check all that out if you guys are interested. Now, hopefully you've been enjoying all the surprises that have come with Season 6. I know I have, for multiplayer, zombies, and even Warzone. Don't forget about Double XP, which started today and lasts until this Monday for Cold War and Warzone as well. I have a big Forsaken video dropping tomorrow going over all the story significance of everything that has happened in the map, from the quest, characters, and cliffhanger, which sets up a very interesting future over for Treyarch Studios. Now, first and definitely foremost, I want to bring up the obvious, right? With the in-game Battle Pass timer, Season 6 does end on December the 1st. That's a Wednesday, so it does seem like Vanguard Season 1 may have gotten pushed back just a little bit, if you want to believe the rumor that surfaced not too long ago that Season 1 was going to start on November 23rd, and I was okay with that date. I think that kind of lines up with how Season 1 started last year for Cold War, where Season 6 of Modern Warfare was still active despite Cold War being the new Call of Duty front and center. So it seems like they're pushing back Season 1 a little bit, unless the rumor was false, of course, and that means you have plenty of time to finish Season 6 for your Battle Pass, hit max rank in Black Ops Cold War, and a little bit more time to enjoy the extra bonuses that might drop that Treyarch may have up their sleeve, despite Vanguard coming out on November the 5th. Now, I'm curious what your thoughts are on the program, since the map itself is literally Revelations, but here in multiplayer. Such a beautiful environment, an amazing intro cinematic upon loading up the map, and I've had some good gameplay on the map so far. However, I do have one flaw and one issue that I've already pointed out on stream with this map, but in case you guys missed it, over in the lab area, which you can only get to using the 2 red doors on the map, there's quite a bit of a problem when it comes to campers who sit there with gas mines, marshals, overpowered weapons, and there's no other way to get to the lab, like I said, unless you go through the red door, so it's an instant death if enemies are going to be camping by that area, which gets very, very frustrating. I just wish there was another way to get to the lab, whether it was a ladder or some other pile of debris that you can use to get up there. Unfortunately, that's just a bit of a flaw with the map design, but at the same time too, Treyarch doesn't want to design maps that cater to casuals, Infinity War, like they did last year with Modern Warfare, and they aren't really intending for players to camp that way over with this map. Now, either way though, as you guys definitely saw on stream, the beginning of each season, at least for Cold War, has been very sweaty in terms of the multiplayer, right? For some reason, the sweats come out of hiding, they use all the broken weapons in the world, and they're playing as if it's CDL champs. Nothing to do with the SBMM controversy, that's just the way the game is built, but when it comes to the players specifically, right, abusing Tech 9s and using overpowered weapons, that's just the way players play sometimes, and I usually see that trend at the start of each season, but luckily things have died down a little bit, and lobbies are getting a lot better, at least for me. Let me know what your experience has been down below in the comments. We also have, in case you guys care, the Rambo bundle back in the item shop, available for a limited time, and limited time is 29 days to be exact. In case you guys missed out on this bundle during 80s Action Heroes for Season 3, I'm not sure if John McClane, the Die Hard bundle, is also available for a limited time. I bought that one when the event was going on during Season 3, never ended up buying Rambo. I might consider getting this one, but for those out there that are Rambo fans and you guys missed out, take advantage of this while you guys still can. But also a quick mention of the Galil, or as they call it, the Grav here in this game, and as they called it from Black Ops 4. The weapon definitely is a lot of fun to use, pretty powerful in multiplayer. I've used it a little bit in zombies, and it's just the good old Galil that we know and love from previous Black Ops games. I'm sure people out there will probably argue it's not as good as the Black Ops 1 Galil. I think it's fine. However, the Farah that's already in this game's multiplayer does feel like it was trying to be a new version of the Galil, and oftentimes got confused for the Galil back when it got data mined, back when it released. Even artwork they released with characters holding the Farah confused people into thinking that it was the Galil. And now that the Galil has come out, I think it's time to fairly compare the Galil and the Farah. And honestly, I think the Farah is still a bit better. I've seen quite a few enemies two-tapping people with the Farah, as long as their accuracy is on point. I still personally think the EM2 that got introduced in Season 5 is one of the best ARs, if not the best, in-game right now in terms of range, the recoil, the damage drop-off. I personally really enjoy it. Not speaking for Warzone, but just for Cold War multiplayer. Respectfully, disagree down below in the comments, but honestly, I think Treyarch has brought back just the right amount of classic weapons into this game, combined with some of the great new weapons that they also added, which weren't in previous Call of Duties. Now, this might come to a shock to certain people, but the Disciple of Mayhem bundle, which isn't supposed to be out just yet, has already popped up for purchase in Warzone a little bit too early. So if you head over to the Weaver operator in Warzone and click on his skins, you'll see the Disciple of Mayhem pops up and you can preview what the skin looks like, but then click square or X depending on your platform to then view the bundle itself in the shop, and it lets you buy it. So hey, it's in the game, why not? In case you guys really want this one, go ahead and buy it in Warzone, and yes, you can then use it over in Cold War multiplayer and even zombies. This bundle also comes with challenges you can complete to earn 300 additional COD points. The first challenge is using the AK-74U FARA RPD, get 50 eliminations in multiplayer or eliminate special/elite enemies in zombies. The second challenge is get 5 kills without dying in multiplayer or earn a bloodbath battle in zombies. We then have earned 30,000 total multiplayer score, battle royale cash, or zombies essence to then unlock this purple looking variant of this wonderful Disciple skin. And lastly, we have the final challenge, finish a multiplayer match with more eliminations than deaths or successfully exfil in zombies 5 times. Doing all those challenges will then reward you with 300 total bonus COD points. I also made a mistake in a previous video when an image surfaced early on the internet of Klaus doing a finishing move. I had assumed falsely that he was going to be a new operator added in Cold War Season 6, and that still could be the case at some point in the future since the model is clearly available for use in any mode now, but Klaus is actually just a finishing move pet that comes with this Disciple bundle. It looks fantastic. He follows you around in the main menu, as you guys can also see on screen, and Klaus is definitely a fan favorite over in Modern Toten. Bit of a shame we didn't get a mention of him at all in Forsaken, but as I'll mention in tomorrow's video, more intel is still on the way for hardcore zombies fans. Now, the bundle does come with 3 average looking blueprints for the 74U, the FARA, and RPD. They're okay, nothing too special, but as what we saw with other bundles, this operator skin definitely carries the entire pack. But the blueprints do come with the tracer rounds, orange tracer rounds to be exact, to match a aesthetic for Halloween. We have the haunting event coming up. That's probably when this bundle probably should have released officially. And we also have fire dismemberment and fire elemental damage over in zombies. Next up, I wanted to bring up the Ironhide shotgun. I don't think it's that great, and I do have quite a number of attachments on it that I've unlocked so far, but it hasn't been a fun experience, right? I got quite a few cool clips with it over in the map Gluboko. Hope I didn't say the name right. I probably butchered it though. And the thing is, right, it's one of those shotguns that I'm like, well, when is anybody really going to use this one? Maybe if you're a hardcore shotgun fan and that's all you like to run in Call of Duty games, maybe this one's for you. But I definitely noticed when I got killed by this thing a few times in the kill cams that people have unlocked quite a number of attachments on it, which do significantly improve the fire rate of this thing, which is one of the biggest drawbacks when first using it upon your first unlock. And I think that's the thing, right? It just is a weapon that requires some patience, isn't too good off the bat. And even as you guys will see, right, people are standing still in the lobby that I'm in, and still even close range it was getting a hit marker. It just wasn't fully killing them in one shot, which is a bit of a problem with shotguns. But all in all, if they were to buff this a little bit more, I could see people using this over some other shotguns in game. But then again, I see the most shotgun usage, at least in my experience, over in Warzone, not even in multiplayer. But speaking of shotguns, we do have the second to last new gunfight tournament, which has already released with the start of Season 6, surprisingly. I thought they would have saved this for maybe later in the season. And it does come with a new reward of the exoskeleton blueprint for the Street Sweeper. Now, it's a cool looking blueprint, don't get me wrong, but unless you don't buy bundles at all in this game, then is there really much of an incentive to use some of these gunfight blueprints if you have much cooler ones out there that come with tracers or mastercraft abilities or reactives? That's the thing, right? I mean, if you don't buy bundles, then maybe these are the ones you like to run, but all in all, hopefully the final gunfight blueprint is animated to some extent or as a tracer. Maybe they'll end up releasing a bonus blueprint for completing all these gunfight tournaments, even though that'll be locked behind a very specific amount of players, which isn't very many that have completed all the gunfight tournaments thus far in this game. I get to see how Gluboko plays over in a gunfight tournament. I'll be hopefully beating that at some point tonight or this weekend. I'll let you guys know how I feel about it in an upcoming video. Now, also an update on a story I covered a few days ago regarding Spooky Nuketown, or Spooky Town, however they want to call the Halloween variant of Nuketown, coming out on October the 12th. I'll definitely be live on the channel with the release of that map. I'm very excited for it. More images have surfaced of the map thanks to COD Tracker and other major gaming news outlets, and it's gonna be crazy, right? Another rather night-themed version of Nuketown, similar to the Christmas version we had last year. I'm glad they're doing something special for Halloween, considering we usually only get a holiday-themed map or event for Christmas time, but they're going all out with Halloween, right? Similar to what Infinity Ward and Raven did last year with Modern Warfare and Warzone. But I can't even imagine how sweaty these playlists or these matches on Halloween Nuketown are going to be once it drops in a few days. It's going to be wild, but just a week later after the launch of this map, Treyarch will be dropping the Haunting event on October the 19th, featuring a new mode called Scream Deathmatch. Now, I can't show the images on screen for obvious reasons, maybe check the description down below, but the description for it apparently says survivors must hide from the killers, screams will give away your position, so be ready to move. I'm not sure what triggers a character to scream, maybe every so often like Prop Hunt, your character will just scream automatically. Now it then says 2 killers are selected each round and must find and eliminate all survivors before time expires, pinpoint the survivors from the sound of their screams, survivors must last till the time limit or eliminate both killers as the final survivor, killers must find and eliminate all survivors in this match. And hopefully it's as popular as Cranked was during Season 3's 80s Action Heroes event, because Cranked was so popular during that event that they actually kept the mode in permanently, and they brought it back time and time again, after it did get removed finally a couple of weeks ago, but that mode definitely resonated very well with the community, so I'm curious how Scream Deathmatch is going to differentiate from regular TDM, and honestly I think after this game's life cycle is over, bring in an LTM rotation type of playlist that brings in and shuffles different LTMs that were popular over the course of the game's life cycle from Season 1 all the way until now. But in case it wasn't obvious, Ghostface will in fact be the center of attention with the upcoming Haunting event. Now, as you guys probably saw a couple of days ago, Prestigious Key first noted this and actually posted a video about it. He was playing something in Cold War and then his menu glitched out to where he was unable to see Ghostface over in the Warsaw pack selection. Now, Ghostface will in fact be a fully voiced operator who sounds like the original Scream from 1996. I guess that's a bit of answer to the feedback that Activision got after the release of Rambo and John McClane, where they just reused movie voice lines, which I guess was fine. They tried their best to keep those characters faithful, so they didn't end up grabbing Sylvester Stallone or Bruce Willis to re-record lines for Call of Duty. They didn't even want to get an impersonator for those voices either, since people might have got pissed off about that. But for Ghostface, he'll be a fully voiced operator who'll be voicing Scream Deathmatch, maybe other LTMs that are a part of the event, and of course, some interesting voice lines for zombies. But I do apologize for the confusion, since in recent videos I referred to him as Donnie Darko. Donnie Darko is the name of the movie that he's from, but Donnie Darko was played by Jake Gyllenhaal, whereas the main character, I should say, or the center of attention as we're getting with the skin, was actually called Frank the Rabbit. So apologies for the confusion there. Donnie Darko is one of the few movies I haven't seen. I've seen quite a number of horror movies and other popular ones, but I will definitely be watching the Donnie Darko film before the release of this pack. Now, Call of Duty has been addressing rumors pretty well recently. I'm a fan of this, and I hope they continue this trend with future Call of Duties, but after the leak of Ghostface at the operator menu, they went ahead and quote tweeted Prestigious Key's tweet about this with a bit of a tease for Ghostface, confirming that he is going to release on October the 19th. But in the recent Treyarch Studio broadcast for Season 6, not only did they give a bit of a round of applause to all developers who have worked on Black Ops Cold War and pushing out such a great product during some difficult circumstances, right? Not only the pandemic, working from home, but also the fact that they had 1 year less to make this game. It wasn't even their game to begin with, it was Sledgehammer's. They had to pick up the slack and pump out a really strong Call of Duty with a lot of post-launch content, and they nailed it. Just my opinion, of course, but as they also confirmed in the broadcast, you can unlock the all-new Lapa SMG by completing all 9 Cold War or Warzone Haunting event challenges once that does begin on October the 19th. Really excited for this. The Lapa SMG has a lot of potential to end up being maybe close to the next meta for multiplayer in Warzone. We're not sure about that just yet, but the challenges were reported for the Haunting event, and they are as follows. So for Black Ops Cold War, we have Happy Hunting, play and complete X amount of matches in multiplayer or zombies with the Haunting event playlist. We have Death Toll, get X amount of multiplayer eliminations in the Nuketown Halloween 24/7 playlist, or smash pumpkin heads over in zombies. So I guess all the zombies will have pumpkin heads. We then have You'll Never Get Out Alive, finish top 3 in Scream Deathmatch, or successfully Xville in Hallows Eve Outbreak. Ooh. Stay Back, get X amount of multiplayer eliminations in Infected, or eliminate special/elite enemies in zombies. We have Butcher's Bill, get X amount of melee weapon kills in multiplayer, or earn Butcher medals in zombies, which are 5 rapid melee kills. We have Trick or Treat, open X amount of scare packages in multiplayer or zombies. We then have Do You Believe in Ghost, get X amount of eliminations while using the Ghost perk in multiplayer, or kill enemies while cloaked in the Ether Shroud over in zombies. We have Living Nightmare, get 3 multiplayer kills without dying X amount of times, or earn Carnage medals in zombies, which are 10 rapid kills. Last but not least, playing with fire. Get X amount of multiplayer kills with fire damage or earn fire damage multi-kill medals over in zombies. But next up for Warzone, the challenges are Wake the Dead, play X amount of matches in the Ghost of Verdansk playlist. We have Over My Dead Body, earn a top 10 final placement with your squad in the Ghost of Verdansk playlist X amount of times. That'll be challenging. We have Good Exercise, eliminate X amount of enemy ghosts in the Ghost of Verdansk playlist. We have Life or Death, eliminate X amount of enemy humans while playing as your operator in the Ghost of Verdansk playlist. We have Scared to Death, eliminate X amount of enemy humans while playing as a ghost in the Ghost of Verdansk playlist. We have Boo, as a ghost, redeploy as your operator by collecting 3 souls or performing a finishing move on a standing, crouching, or prone human enemy. But we then have Evil Has No Power here, use X amount of sacred ground locations to reduce your fear meter in the Ghost of Verdansk playlist, not sure what that is. We then have Who's There, answer X amount of phones in this playlist. And lastly, What Are You Afraid Of? Experience X amount of hallucinations while you have a full fear meter in the Ghost of Verdansk playlist. Wow, that sounds like something that's a bit different from what we got last year with the Haunting of Verdansk, featuring a Zombies Royale LTM. So zombies are returning somehow into Warzone. We're not sure how, maybe at certain locations, but we have a fear meter coming up. I'm really excited for this one. It does seem like this Haunting event might just be better than the one we got last year. But as you guys probably heard, Zombies Infected from Black Ops 4 is making a return here in Black Ops Cold War. An image of it was posted online. Can't show it on screen for obvious reasons, and I believe the tweet might have even got taken down or DMCA'd. I'm not exactly sure on that, but yes, you heard that right. Infected, a fan favorite party game mode, is coming to Cold War with multiplayer. Shout out to the good lad Fat Albert, who is a longtime viewer here on this channel, has been asking me about Infected for a number of months, and finally the mode is making a return here in Black Ops Cold War. And the thing about that too is there are quite a few party game modes which always make a return in every Treyarch multiplayer, and that's been the case since Black Ops 1, so I would have been shocked if Infected didn't come back, since it was definitely pretty popular in both Black Ops 3 and 4 when they were added as LTMs. I do believe Infected is a permanent mode in Black Ops 4 now. I'll probably get some gameplay of it in a few days and use it in an upcoming video before the new version of it releases next week. But I also wanted to mention that a Zombies Infected mode on Fireteam definitely would have been spicy, right? It's sad to see that neither Fireteam or Combined Arms are getting many updates with the final season of this game's life cycle. Maybe the player counts just weren't hot enough for either of those modes to warrant new maps or LTMs, but maybe they'll show some love here with the Haunting event. But we do know we are going to be getting an Outbreak Haunting LTM, which might be the closest we'll get to a Fireteam update here for Cold War. I'm looking forward to what zombie updates we're going to get with the Haunting, aside from Pumpkinhead zombies, maybe something a little bit more spicy like night regions for all the Outbreak maps. But you guys probably saw the ridiculous report that both the STG and M1 Grand from Call of Duty Vanguard are popping up for people over in Warzone. They've popped up at the menu for the game, and I'm not sure if they're gonna give us early access to these weapons before Vanguard does come out, but what we do know is that hackers who've far beyond breached the anti-cheat that exists for Warzone have also been using these weapons over the past few days. So if you guys die from weapons you haven't seen before, they're probably from Call of Duty Vanguard. I wouldn't be surprised if other weapons from Vanguard are also being used by hackers right now, but what is even going on anymore, right? The only thing I wonder, right, aside from why the anti-cheat took so long to develop for Warzone, is why exactly do people feel the need to do this, right? What fun do you get out of cheating in the game? I know it's just a game, right? It's not that serious, but you do ruin the experience for lots of other people who just want to play the game normally as intended. People just want to get a win, people just want to get a few kills or enjoy the map, but sitting under the map with unreleased weapons, like, come on, man, what are you doing? I just don't get it. But all in all, who are these people, right? But that is about it. This has been DK Dynamite. Leave our thoughts down below in the comment section. Went through quite a bit here on a Friday night. I have a big Zombies video dropping tomorrow, but let me know your thoughts in the comments about more spicy material coming during Season 6. What are your thoughts on the Haunting event thus far? Will there be a Season 6 Reloaded separate from this Haunting event? And also, what are your thoughts on the early content that went live a little bit too early over in Warzone? Really hope you've enjoyed, and peace out, everyone.